Alright, boyos, the reason we're here for a second time, a second day, I don't know why I'm deciding to do this one. I know when I've decided to do this. It's a memento for short. So basically, I did one of these the morning of last time before I got, the job that I had for like 2.5 months. So I guess it's like a good luck sign. It's like a, yeah, good luck, have fun, trying to get a job and all. So anyways, I'm going in for a job interview, obviously. Due to my shirt, my hair is nicer than usual. Um, it feels really weird that I'm not wearing headphones or glasses because normally I hear my voice is different than this. So it's kind of weird to hear my voice like just out loud in the air here because I never do this without headphones on, and so usually it's coming through my mic and then back into my headphones because so I can hear myself a little bit better, but it doesn't sound the same. So you get my point. And I'm almost always wearing these, but there's not really a point for me to wear these right now. I don't wear them doing anything else. I only wear them when I'm on the computer. It's kind of this weird like vicious cycle, but I need to get some new ones. These ones are like dying and falling apart. But anyways, this is like a good luck send off. I don't know. This probably should just be a video, not a stream, but I'm too lazy to make a video and I only want to stream it. So I guess if anybody comes in here live, we can talk about shit. But like I said, it's more like a good luck memento than anything else for 20 minutes or so. Yeah, chat. Anyways, I have nothing to talk about either. Last time I got all philosophical and wisdomatic, but today I have nothing for you guys. I don't have any wisdom. I don't have any words of wisdom. Um, Other than like, look both ways before you cross the street. Don't wipe with leaves of three, or leaves with three, leave me be. I don't have much for you guys, unfortunately. I don't even remember. Did I play music last time? I don't think I did. I think I just left it silent. I don't know. I don't know if there's a point in playing music. I could probably just flip on some jazz, but it's a little too late for that. We're like 2 minutes in. This one's probably not going to be like 20 minutes like the last one. Last one I actually had shit to talk about. This one's more of just a good luck memento, like I said. There's nothing really specific about this. Not any specific reason I wanted to make this other than the fact that I was like, oh yeah, I remember making one of those before I got my last job, And I walked in there and got the job. Like it was like that. Because I felt good, and it was great, and I got to vent before I left, and that's really why I'm here doing this. It is a job for a computer store. It's nothing special. The other one was just a job for a factory. I just needed the extra money at the time. Kind of the same concept here now, but really the only reason I'm going to this job is because I'm leaving my other job, and, well, I'm trying to leave my other job. The reason I'm looking for this job is because my other job's starting to suck right now because I'm getting no hours, no money, and I can't pay my college tuition, and I'm poor and broke, and I'm still trying to move back to Alabama. So we kind of need that money. I think it should be full-time and like $14 an hour, which is pretty good. It's good right now. The minimum wage is supposed to like fucking skyrocket next year here to like $15 an hour or something ridiculous like that. Will it happen? I don't know. I know they're trying to make it happen. I don't think they should make it that much bigger. Yes, I agree that like the cost of living is way too much around here. It's ridiculous in the north, but I agree that the cost of living is absolutely ridiculous in the state of Connecticut and any other northern states around it, such as Massachusetts. However, I do not think a $15 an hour minimum wage is going to fix that problem. I think $15 an hour is a bit too much of a jump. That's a $5 an hour increase. That's, I mean, in the grand terms of things, you're talking essentially a 50% increase if you're looking at the original wage. So, I mean, and I guess if you want to look at the grand model of things, that's a 33% increase in money. So I don't think that's going to solve the issue. I think that's just going to make the cost of living go up more, and I think that's already one of the problems here. Yes, the cost of living is way more than, like, matching the wage in the other parts of the U.S. I've lived in, like the South and stuff. But, I mean, for example, in the South, the minimum wage is $7. You can expect to make about, I don't know, 9 to 10. Most jobs you can expect that. You can make more, definitely. Don't get me wrong. There's more potential, but you're expecting to make about 9 to 10 bucks an hour, depending on your experience level. There, I'm just gonna say $10 there. Here, it's $10 minimum wage, and you're expected to make about 11 or 12. I just don't think maxing that wage out to $5 more is gonna help. Because I think more people are just going to get paid the minimum wage, which would be a raise for a lot of people, But at the same time, I think the cost of living is just going to jump back up because it's already outrageously high just because you guys are like $3 an hour above the federal minimum here. And yes, 725 is nothing grand, but however, you can also rent an apartment or like a 2-bedroom apartment or townhouse in the South for like 800 bucks a month, whereas here it's about I don't know, 1,500 a month. So I mean, obviously it doesn't add up. Your wage did not my wages did not double when I moved here. I can promise you that. So yeah, the cost of living definitely doesn't line up with the wages here, but I don't think increasing the wage by $5 an hour is the right answer we should go about. Yeah, see, now we got shit to talk about. We're talking about the fucking wages. The wage gap is a lie. Don't even start with me on that. Please don't. You don't want to get into that. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be cutthroat, and you're not gonna like it. I got some shit to say about the wage gappers around here, thinking that it exists and whatnot. I can tell you that I've worked around plenty of females, and they all made more than me. So that's my evidence for the wage gap. Okay. But no. I think the job's supposed to be $14 an hour plus commission, which is pretty good. It's pretty solid even for up here. Up here, a good paying job as far as like entry level jobs that you don't really need education for or a lot of experience for is about $14 an hour, and that's like what shipping jobs pay up here. So shipping jobs are usually where the money's at. They're not fun, but that's where the money's kind of at right now. With Amazon, UPS, and stuff like that. They suck, and most people don't like that job, and that's the reason I think the pay's so high. But yeah, that's where the money's being made as far as like entry level, almost no experience needed jobs. Factory jobs can be, but the factory job I had didn't pay me shit. They paid me like $10.40 an hour, which isn't much more than I make at Staples anyways. So yeah, I mean $14 an hour plus commission, that's pretty damn good. No matter where you live, that's usually pretty good. I think we've got one of the highest wages in the U.S., so if it's good for here, it's probably good for most places. Not good to live on. It probably barely get you by as far as living, but it's good money for me because I live at home still. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, that's pretty much good money no matter how you look at it as far as entry-level stuff goes. So, it's much better than what I make now. I can tell you that I make, well, I think I already mentioned that I made $10.10 an hour. Yeah. I probably shouldn't be disclosing that, but whatever. It doesn't really matter anymore. By the time you're probably seeing this, it's probably way long gone by then. But yeah, I'm trying to get the money to move back home. I'm trying to move back with the homies, and the homies are really trying to push me to come back home. They just keep joking about kidnapping me and shit. They're like, we're going to pay off your student loans and kidnap you. It's like, I'm not asking you to pay my bills. If you're going to kidnap me, that's fine. But no, we're all trying to pitch in to get me to go back to Alabama, back where I want to be, back with the homies. I kind of feel bad. I feel like I'm holding them back because I'm stuck here and they're there. They're like sitting on go and I'm not, because obviously I'm here, and that's why I'm trying to get this job. I'm trying to get the money so I can go back, so I can be with the homies, so we can actually start doing what the fuck we want to do, and that's stream often, YouTube, and edit, and do this stuff together, so we may rise and smash the patriarchy. No, no, but we really are trying to get this show on the road finally. We're trying to get SEAL Team Stupid cranking again. We got my channel cranking, Jared's channel cranking, but we can't really get the full force until we move on our own for obvious reasons. Obviously, I can't scream at all times at any given time of the day in stream, mainly because of work, but mainly also because my parents are always here, and, well, they probably won't appreciate that very much. Jared's in the same boat. Jared also has shitty internet, so that doesn't allow him to stream as much as he would like to. I actually have good internet here. That's one thing I am thankful for, but obviously we all are living in other people's households, so it's not like we can just dictate whatever we do when we do, you know, how we do it. We can't go up and, like, film some fucking monstrosity in the kitchen of us cooking and make a huge mess, and then our parents expect to be okay with it because we're filming. Yeah, that's not how that works. Not to mention we don't live together. We live 19 hours away, but aside from that fact, you know, we used to use my house for the base of operations for that kind of shit, but that was always because my parents were gone and we just cleaned shit up before they got back. But that doesn't really work anymore, obviously. So there's some old school videos, and every one of them was pretty much filmed at my house. Anything that, like, happens like that was filmed at my house. I probably have some lost footage that was filmed at my house too when we went on, like, the we tried to go to PAX. That's right. We tried to go to PAX, and I remember I ran out the front door, and Jared left me. And he was like, I just came out of the front door all excited with my lanyard, and he said it was punishment, and he came outside. I got a text message. Where did I get a text message from? Nobody loves me enough to text me. Oh, it's the Twitch bot telling me that there's a stream happening. You know, the Twitch bot, we need to make some repairs to it. The Twitch bot sometimes, right on the dot. I won't say right on the dot. It's been 10 minutes, but sometimes the Twitch bot, you know, it just works. And then last night I streamed Borderlands for 3 hours, right? And it was 3 hours later, and I was in bed, going to bed. So we streamed Borderlands, I want to say, from like 7 o'clock to like 10 o'clock last night. Or Borderlands 2, I guess I should say. Doesn't really matter. But anyways, we streamed that from 7 to 10 last night, right? And so I'm sitting there in bed at like 12:45, like halfway asleep, and my Twitch bot tells me that I'm streaming. Now, well, I should say Jared's Twitch bot, but yeah, we need to get this shit fixed. I don't know what's up with it. Sometimes it's spot on. Sometimes it's like, yo, they're streaming. Get in there. Other times, it's like 4 hours late, 6 hours late, however late it wants to be. I don't understand. Everybody else's seems to work just fine. And it's not like consistently like a certain amount of time that it's late. It's just, it seems like it just does it when it wants. It's like, oh, yeah, you're streaming. I guess I should send out a notification sometime today. But it never really happens. It just kind of, and if you notice that I fleet from thought to thought when I'm doing this, it's because I do. I don't hold thoughts very long. Well, I hold thoughts long, but see, there you go. My point exactly. It's not that I don't hold thoughts long. I just think really, really fast, and so I can go from one thought to the next, and I don't realize I have not completed saying said thought and explaining it to you before I move on to the next, because in my head, it makes sense, and it's completed, and it's done, but then when I say it in words, I don't get it all out before I move to the next thing, and it just kind of collapses on itself and dies. Now, we have nothing else to really talk about except for this coffee, because that's hot, but I guess I could talk more about upcoming stuff. Other than Borderlands 2, we have, which we're trying to finish. I personally am working on Jack 2. Probably going to move on to Mass Effect at some point. Also, Ratchet & Clank 2. Borderlands 3 is going to be coming out. Death Stranding is going to be coming out. Those are two games we're really looking forward to play, and I hope at least one of them we get to couch co-op style it. I'm hoping I'm there in time. Death Stranding's probably going to be more likely, though. I think Borderlands 3 is just coming out a little too soon for us to do that on couch co-op, unless we wait. I mean, we don't have to play it like right on release, but I don't know. I just think Borderlands 3 is going to be one that comes out a little bit too early for us to actually do in person. We may just have to co-op it up on the PC. Unless we wait, which is an option. We can always wait a month or two, but I know Jared's probably really gonna want to play that on release, and I do too. I just started playing the Borderlands games, so it's kind of a big deal. But Death Stranding's also coming out. I think that one's one we're definitely gonna try to do, just like couch style, even though it's not designed for that, and I think that's why. It's gonna be kind of like our first dry run at, like, I think something that's couch co-op that's not meant to be co-op. So, like, you know, one guy sits there and kind of watches while the other guy plays it, and we swap off. I think it's going to be an interesting concept that we try to run. We've been wanting to do it for a long time, but we've never got the chance to. We've been wanting to do couch co-op stuff since the beginning, really. Since our old YouTube days. We bought a game. I remember, I think it was the Duck Dynasty game. We were just going to fucking bullshit it. We just bought it. Well, it wasn't that we wanted it. We were just gonna what's a game that we can play? Actually, I think we went into GameStop. We wanted to find like the cheapest game possible or something. We just went in there, and we were just looking around. And Jared's like, "Duck Dynasty, the game for 99 cents. We gotta buy it. We gotta play it." I was like, "Fuck it, we'll couch co-op it." So we were gonna try to there's some kind of cool couch co-op thing with that game and just kind of poke fun at it, but. If I remember right back in the day, this was like early back in the day. I think this was back when, if you ever find, it's probably buried by now. I've probably buried it. It's probably, I don't even have like any relative footage from that time because I've deleted almost everything I had. But, because it was not good. But I want to say that was back when, if you ever go to my YouTube channel and find, there's like a C920 vlog in my room. My room's an absolute mess in it too. But, there's this vlog that we did in my room. It was like, it wasn't even planned. It was just some stupid thing that we did. We just got my C920 and started recording. Could not edit it because my editor at the time would not, like, capture it in the same frame rate. Now, if I found the raw footage, I could probably go back and throw it in Premiere because I know a lot more about that now and, you know, render it out right. But at the time, my video editor, every time it skipped a frame, it would desync the audio in the video. And so I never was able to edit it at all. I just threw it up there. I just straight uploaded it. So it's like a 20-minute really awkward video of us just sitting in my room, like, talking about random shit, trying to fight each other with a fucking Home Depot bucket. But I want to say that it was probably around that time. So it was before the car vlogs, like, ever. It was old shit. Like, we only had my C920. That was the only camera that we all owned collectively, except for maybe Jared's, like, old webcam. But my C920 was, like, the only decent camera that we had between the lot of us. And so we recorded stuff like that with that, and that's what we had planned on doing. We didn't have a couch or, like, an area to do that at my house, though. I mean, we had my room, but we were like, we'll go over to Jared's house. You know, he's got a couch upstairs. And I think his dad found out that, you know, we were going to try to do that. And I don't know how he did, but he did. And he didn't like it very much. And so he literally took the game from Jared, hit it, and, yeah. I don't know why he didn't like it. I don't know if I remember right, it was something about, like, he said, you shouldn't be going on the internet making fun of people. I was like, I'm not even making fun of the people. Like, they're fine. I don't care about, like, you know, I'm not gonna say I don't care about them, but, like, you know, that's not my intention, I guess I should say. My intent is not to make fun of these people. My intent is to make fun of this terrible game, because the game was bad. I have no problem with Duck Dynasty, don't get me wrong. You know, if people like to watch that, whatever, I've watched it before, so, you know, it is what it is. It was big back in the day, but, no, the game, though, was horrible. Like, the game was not even relatively, like, representative of them anyways. So, I was like, I'm not making fun of these people. I'm making fun of how terrible this game is, and it just happens to be based off of these people. You know, there's plenty of games out there that are based off of things. I'm not making fun of those things. I'm not making fun of Mass Effect because of Mass Effect Andromeda. The Mass Effect series is awesome, but Andromeda is a terrible game, and I will make fun of it all day long. So, I mean, you know, that's how it is. Like, I would say it's the same way with EA. If EA didn't release all, like, their games as just microtransaction shitty, and it's not even that EA games are shitty, it's just that they're very shitty as a business model. Let's put it that way. I'm coming up on my 20-minute mark. I didn't think I could ramble about random shit for 20 minutes, but I guess I have skills, and that's what I'm good at. I could probably do this for like an hour. Let's be real. I talk to myself all the time. I'm schizophrenic, so it's very easy, you know, because people are like, you know, well, you're talking to somebody else. I'm like, no, I'm literally talking into a fucking camera lens, and I'm talking to myself. I'm only pretending that I have an audience, and that takes some practice. I guess some people are really good at it. I wasn't at first. I was really horrible at talking to essentially not a non-existing audience. Well, a non-existing audience because no one watches my shit, but it's very hard to get used to talking basically to a wall at first. You have to get yourself in the mindset that you're still talking to an audience. But I love how I just switched gears from terrible business models to how you should go about your YouTubing and streaming career. It is hard. It was hard for me, at least. Some people will just catch on it naturally, but it was hard for me to get used to talking to absolutely nothing, essentially. Like I said, I'm literally talking into a camera lens and into a microphone. And that seems easy, you know, you think, like, oh, I can talk all day, I can talk to myself all day, but there's a difference between thinking to yourself and thinking out loud for an audience. When you think to yourself, you know, it's all relative to you, you know, what you know, what's already on your mind. Like I said, you don't really have to fill in the blanks for yourself. That's like what I was saying earlier, when I go from thought to thought and I don't really get everything out before, you know, I finish the thought, because it's already in my head. Like, I already know what I'm going to say and talk about, and, you know, it's already justified. Whatever thought I have. But, if the words don't come out and come to you guys, then you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. And I catch it sometimes when I go back and watch myself. I'm like, what the fuck was I even saying? So, you know, you have to get used to, you essentially have to get used to talking to an audience as if they were there, but they're not there, and that's not as easy as it sounds because, like I just said, it's kind of hard to, convey full thoughts to an audience when, they're not directly engaging with you. Which streaming does help because you can get an audience, but I usually don't have one anyways, so um, it doesn't really do much for me. So you just have to kind of, and starting in anything in this, you're not really gonna have an audience. I definitely didn't have one when I was YouTubing, and when you're YouTubing, you don't have a live audience anyways. So you just have to get used to, essentially speaking to an audience or speaking to your audience, even though your audience isn't directly in front of you, and that's kind of a difficult thing to do. It's a lot of, it's like everything you do is essentially a rhetorical question, but you're not gonna get an answer to it. Like it's a rhetorical question, and I know the whole point of a rhetorical question is you're not supposed to answer it, but it's like you have to get in the mindset of asking everything in like, or saying everything in like a rhetorical sense. But if somebody answers it, then that's like fine. It's weird, but you essentially have to say everything, or ask everything, or kind of put yourself in a mindset of anything that you say obviously is not going to be answered in front of you, but there's still the possibility of it being answered. So don't be afraid to ask a question that might get answered, but have a way to follow that question up essentially before you get an answer. So like if I ask you like, how, when I say this all the time, I'm like, how's everybody doing today? I don't expect to get an answer, obviously. I don't expect everybody to be like, I'm doing all right, because I usually, like I said, I don't usually have an audience. Now, sometimes people do, especially in streaming, but I don't expect to get an answer back from that. So normally, it's just me rambling on after the fact. Like, I don't sit there and wait and be like, all right, now somebody tell me what, you know, how good their day is, because like I said, you have to have a way to follow that up. You have to, you can't just stick there. And when I was first beginning, it was like I would say stuff like that and I'd be like, okay, cool, and then it was like I was just kind of spaced out in my head, like, all right, what do I say next? It comes a lot more naturally when you do it a lot. Obviously, I've been rambling nonstop for 22 minutes now, so obviously you get better at it, but it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. I've definitely got better at commentary. I've definitely got better at talking to nothing, essentially, to the airwaves. I've always been good at talking to myself, but it's awkward at first. Now, Jared said he didn't have this, but I did. When you first sit down in front of like a microphone and a camera like this, it's like, oh shit, one day somebody's probably gonna come across this, and that's kind of a weird thing. I didn't like that feeling at first. Some people don't mind it. Some people don't give a shit. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at first. It felt awkward. It felt forced. It felt pushed. I don't know. It didn't feel right. It was weird to get used to it. Sometimes if I don't stream for a long time, I still get that way. You'll notice, like, if I don't stream for months at a time or weeks at a time or whatever, and I come back to streaming, my very first stream, the intro is always really awkward because I'm not used to sitting in front of a camera and a microphone and essentially broadcasting to an audience. It's weird. It's a weird feeling, but you get used to it. It doesn't take long. Well, usually, in my case, it didn't take long. The more you do it, the more you get used to it, the better you get at it. It kind of comes routine. You kind of find your footing, is kind of my term for it. But I'm going to stop rambling because it's been 23 minutes, and that's about the length of the last one. That seems like a lucky number, 23. So, I wish myself good luck. I know you guys are wishing me good luck on the other side. If you're not, well, thanks anyways for stopping by, I guess. And, thank you all for watching. I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see all you later.